Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to finish a project that I was asked to finish about a year ago. This little Landspeeder here, power sport type toy for the kids. So let's get to the repair. So the first thing you want to do is loosen this screw here as if you're going to go plug it in. We'll take that cover off. We'll disconnect the battery like that. And then there's two screws here we'll undo. Once that's undone, you can pull the battery out. And the trick to this repair and why I'm making a video is these batteries are proprietary in their housings, but you can buy just the core battery for much cheaper. So I'll show you how to take it apart inside. Now that we're at the workbench, we can get a little bit of a closer look at this battery. So like I said, this has a proprietary connector. And honestly, I've done some Google searching and found like no results. And when I do find results, they want some ridiculous amount of money for a simple battery. So what I did find is that this is a 12 volt 12 amp hour battery. So if you take that data and type 12V 12A into Amazon or NT 12-12, NT 12-12 might not come up with some results, but 12 volt 12 amp hour, that's a pretty standard battery. The only gotcha is that they put this customized enclosure on here. And I'm going to remove that and show you that it's just a pretty basic small battery. So let me take that off now. Okay, now that the two screws are removed, we have these little plunging connectors that can just be pulled out simply like that. Top casing will come off. There you go. And you can see here two connectors. So the whole base will actually, the whole battery will actually come out of this like that. There we go. Now what I did is I went on Amazon and I measured the width, the length, and the height. And I was able to find a replacement battery that is 12 amp hour, 12 volt, just like the original one, with the same key dimensions. So the trick is this old battery had some insulation on these connectors and they look like they're soldered in place. So I took an X-Acto knife and I cut the insulation off. And now what I'm going to do is I have my trusty dusty soldering iron, and I'm going to take the largest tip I have, heat it up to 750, and we're going to start with the electrical lead first and leave the grounded lead, and we're going to be very careful not to touch anything else. So we'll heat that up. And sometimes it helps to take a little bit of solder, melt it to the tip first, just to help with continuity. Get it nice and hot. Start wiggling it. There it goes, just like that. Now the other side's corroded, so we're going to add some more solder. This is the negative terminal, so it's not quite as dicey to remove it. Get it nice and hot, melt it into there. Kind of push down the spring top. There we go. Took a little bit of effort to get that done. Okay, so this battery can now go to recycling. We'll get our new battery. Carefully take off the existing tabs. I'm going to do ground first. So well, first we need to put our insulators on. So we have our insulator kit. We're going to put black insulator on the ground. Red insulator on the power, like so. We'll do ground first, so get that nice and hot. She should just slip right on, just like that. Okay, now we'll do red. And since this connector is not in continuity, this should actually be pretty safe. So we gotta get it hot again. It's gonna take a couple minutes. And it should just slide right on. There we go, just like that. Okay, since the originals were soldered in place, I might as well do the same. We'll start with the one I already heated up. Just like that. We'll do the same on this side. Heat it back up. Put some solder in there. And let it cool back down. Go ahead and turn off the iron. And then we'll install our insulators for safety. Just like that. I typically will use like a cheap lighter just to melt these down. Ideally you would use a heat gun, but today we're using a lighter. Nice and hot. Carefully pat it down not to burn your fingers. It's just very hot. We'll do the same on the ground side. Okay, just like that. Now while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and check this fuse. This battery had been sitting outside for like 3 years, so I knew it was time to replace it. Fuse looks good. Still in contact. You can see the little silver thing there. It's a 40 amp fuse anyway, so. Put the battery back together. Just like that. All right, now we're going to put it back in its base. All right, and there you have it. Brand new battery, ready to go. We're gonna take our battery charger for it with that same proprietary plug. Luckily, that's available pretty readily. And we'll get it started charging. So, plug everything in. There we go. And she's charging. All right, we'll let this charge and we'll get it installed and I'll show you how much the kids love it. Now I let it charge for a day and I got it installed here. So we're gonna plug it in and see how much the kids like it. Have it, another successful repair. If you like what you saw here, like, subscribe, and share the video. A thumbs up always helps, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.